everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, and today we're going to talk about your books. And are your books ready for tax time? I know it's still only November, the middle of November. We haven't even hit Thanksgiving or the holidays yet, but January 1st will be here before you know it. I think that this time of year tends to go by very quickly, and if you're not staying on top of your books, and January 1st rolls around, you're going to have a lot of work on your plate. Basically, don't be like us. Longtime viewers know that Keith and I love to procrastinate doing our books, and we usually have to spend an entire day right before the deadline or a couple of days in the weekends leading up to the deadline to get ready to file our taxes. Doing that the last couple of years has been very disorganized and very stressful for us. So we've been doing our books and trying to stay on top of stuff a little bit better this year. Of course, we all had the extension to July if you needed it to file this year. But, you know, if you're on top of things, you could have filed in January and been done with it. Technically, you should be filing every quarter if you work for yourself from home in any capacity or own a small business. You can file every year and then you end up paying a fee or a penalty. I should also preface before I get into the video too far, I am not a tax accountant. I am not a CPA. I am not certified in any type of way to give any kind of tax advice. I'm not even good at math. So make sure that you do get the advice of a certified tax preparer or a CPA or a professional accountant, especially if you're new to reselling and new to owning your own business. Make sure you get that professional advice from them and just take what I have to say for face value, because I'm not a professional. But I can tell you that as a person who does procrastinate and leaves things to the last minute and is rushing to do the books every year, that is no way to live. It's very stressful. And when you stay on top of things, they will fall into place a little bit easier for you. Again, January 1st will be here before you know it. The holidays tend to go by really fast. People get really super busy. And then you'll blink and it'll be time to do your taxes. So I guess I should tell you that you need some type of way to keep track of stuff. If you've actually hired a CPA or an accountant and you hand everything over to them and they do all your books for you, that is wonderful. I know a lot of you can't afford to do that and would just ask the advice of a CPA or a certified tax preparer when it gets time to file. And in the meantime, you keep track of your own books. You can use a spreadsheet if you're the type of person who likes to be organized and make your own spreadsheets. All you need is a program on your computer that creates spreadsheets, and you can keep all your books there at pretty much no cost to you unless you're paying for your software. There is QuickBooks. Most of you have heard of that. And there's GoDaddy Bookkeeping. I personally prefer GoDaddy Bookkeeping. That is what Keith and I use. I think it's a little bit more affordable than QuickBooks, and it's a little more user-friendly. Back before Keith was doing full-time reselling with me, when he still worked outside of the home, I did take care of all the books and the accounting. He has since taken over because I don't like numbers, and I don't like math, and I don't like books, and I don't like accounting. But back when I used to do it, GoDaddy was really easy for me. QuickBooks seemed a little too intensive, I guess. I think GoDaddy is super user-friendly. I pretty much paid for it and opened it and self-taught myself within an hour how to use the entire interface and everything. I didn't use any tutorials or programs. I just went on, spent like an hour looking at everything, and it was all so easy to learn, and I just self-taught myself. You can absolutely do anything with GoDaddy that you can do with QuickBooks. As far as I know, they have a way to connect with PayPal, which before managed payments was really great. You can sync your GoDaddy to your PayPal, and it will pull in any expenditures and sales that you make. Now that we're on managed payments, it's a little bit more difficult to get all the eBay sales in there. It doesn't just suck it in like it used to. But if you have multiple streams of income, if you do anything with Sendow or any any direct sales or anywhere that people are paying you through PayPal, those can still be synced to GoDaddy and all your expenditures. So if you use PayPal to pay for, your GoDaddy, if you use it to pay for your business cards, your shipping, all of that, it'll be right there for you. And then they have a way to separate your supplies versus your cost of goods. They have all the categories. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the same as QuickBooks, just a little bit more user-friendly. It is a little bit more cost-effective too, so you got to kind of weigh which one you're going to use. Or you can use spreadsheets, like I said. But you want to make sure that your books are in order. So you've got to get everything from January 1st of 2020 up to current, and then, spend 1 day or 2 days a week for 20 or 30 minutes catching them up and just keeping them up to date. So when December 31st rolls around, you're just making sure it's all together and you're ready to go. You want to keep track of everything you spend money on. That is a tax write-off. I did do a couple of tax videos a couple weeks ago on keeping track of all of your items and getting all of the deductions that you're entitled to. I'll have both of those pop up at the end here for you, and you guys can go watch those and get a little more in-depth on that. But just make sure that you're keeping all of your receipts and all of your records and everything, so you can put those into whatever bookkeeping system you're using to get all of your write-offs that you're entitled to. And that includes cost of goods, paper for your printer, thermal printer if you bought one this year, anything that you use for your business, your cost of goods, if you traveled, if you have meals and entertainment and all of that. And then you got to make sure that you get all your sales. So if you're on managed payments, you now have to make sure that you're putting those into your program. You want to make sure you're accounting for all of your streams of income. So that's every platform you sell on. Even if you only sold one thing this year, you've got to claim it. So you got to make sure you're getting all your sales from all of your different platforms. If you sell guides or books, any affiliate money, any YouTube money, any local sales, all of that. It seems like so much, and it really is, which is why I tell people, don't be me. Keep up on your books. Keep up to date on them. If you're behind now, spend a weekend or a couple of days for a couple of hours getting everything caught up, and then pick a day every week where you're going to spend 20 minutes and keep it up to date, because there's a lot that you need to be keeping track of when you run your own business. If you have employees, if you have assistants, there's just so much. And like your cost of goods, if you're going out thrifting and you have 50 million receipts, you got to sit down and put those 50 million receipts in. It's easier to do it once a week. So, in your shipping, you got to keep track of your shipping. We pay with PayPal, so it just goes automatically onto our GoDaddy. But if you're not using PayPal for it or GoDaddy bookkeeping, you got to input that yourself. So what I like to tell people to get prepared, again, if you're behind, take the time to get your books caught up now, and then stay on top of them weekly, a couple days a week. I think Keith and Casey both have like a couple days a week where they both do their books just to stay on top of it. But if you don't have a system or you're not organized now, you do need to get some kind of bookkeeping. If you're not in a place where you want to pay for or can afford yet with your business, GoDaddy or QuickBooks, you can get spreadsheets. They recommend, I think it's 5 years. Again, I'm not a professional, ask a professional, but I think they recommend to keep 5 years of your records, especially if you own a small business. So go to Walmart and spend $10 on one of those file accordions, and then have the different tabs for the different years, and keep all of your papers and stuff in there. But make sure you're keeping all of your receipts and all of that too. And what I recommend is, if you have no system in place and you're completely disorganized, watch the 2 videos I'm going to have pop up at the end for you, consult with a professional, and then sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and have 2 pieces of paper, expenditures and sales, and write down everything you think you spend money on. That would be a write-off, and then write down everywhere you have money coming in from, so you don't forget anything when you sit down to do your books. You don't want to forget Bonanza because it's a platform that you only sell a couple things on a year. So sit down and brainstorm with some paper and a pen and put a list together of all the places where you spend money on your business and where you make money on your business. So when you go to put them into the spreadsheets or the QuickBooks or whatever, you're going to be ready to put everything in and have all your receipts and everything ready to go. If you're behind, again, you're going to have to just sit and add them in one by one until you're caught up. But that's the best advice I can give, is to get organized and then stay organized. January 1st will be here before we know it. So think about it now in your off time. I know this is a super busy time of year. It's going to be different this year for a lot of us than ever before because, again, 2020 is just the year of the poop. But it's still going to be busy. I think Q4, I think sales are going to start picking up soon. Ours have been on the increase. And even if you're just spending holidays at home with the people that you're, quarantined with or whatever, it's still a busy time of year. And a lot of us tend to forget to stay on top of a lot of things. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comments below. Again, make sure you consult a professional. I am by no means a tax professional, or like I said, I'm not even good at math. So get a professional, but if you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe. Help us feed a hungry hippo. Join our Facebook group. It's called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can search for it right on Facebook or use the link in the description box to join. Until next time, go get your books organized. Get your receipts put in. Be productive. Make money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. Bye.